I got my tired nurse sitting next to me, knocked the fuck out, snoring like a grown ass man. Mm-mm-mm. Mrs. Goodell. Hey, hey, hey. What's up, Hawks No C? What it do? You up on a late night with me? That mean you great get taken care of on the low low. No, no. Yeah, I don't know where hit at, man. I know he probably got work, so he probably took it down, Corey. Um, I'll text him though, but I doubt he's still up. Right, I see you joined the Facebook page as well too. I'm gonna send a link to the Instagram and the Twitter pages too, and I got a website coming and a Patreon account. All that stuff coming to better, move us forward with this league shit. All right, so I'm gonna talk about some things. We got some big moves being made after the draft. After having one of those epic draft classes like the year one, we got some good things happening right now. Hero, what up, Hero? What it do? What it do? Man, so with that being said, we got some big things coming up, man. There's some things being done in the league right now that I like. I think is great to see. I told you I dubbed season six is the rebuild, reload year. It's when money's funny. Everybody a little tight on money. You had about 4 or 5 draft classes that came in. Those guys studs now. They need to be paid. A lot of the Madden regular players, those names are starting to either retire from the league or they at the point now where they're up there in age where they really, have to move over for the younger guys, man. You know how the game go, man. Nobody can beat Father Time at the end of the day. So a lot of the great guys that came in 21 is on their way out the door. There's some soul survivors still hanging on though. There's some guys, the first year guys, rookies that came out when the game came out. Guys that been in the league 2 years, 3 years. Those guys are still their league, man. And I will show those guys that still remaining, that still left, those names that still left, and talk about some of the things they doing in the league. If they not ready to hand the sticks over to this younger generation of bigger, faster, stronger players. You know what I'm talking about? As the generations change, each generation come in with their own type of situation. I think, the talent gets stronger, bigger, faster, and they got more stuff they can get to get them to be stronger, bigger, faster. It's almost like Rocky, the movie Rocky, where Rocky was training. He was training with logs and really nothing, like, what I mean, real workout shit, versus the Russian had all the latest equipment, machinery and all that stuff. Well, that's what it is right now. You get the out in the woods workers or those guys that's, you know, computer, social media, computer, whatever you want to call it. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. All right, so I want to go here real fast. And take a look over here. Not stats. We only in week 2. That's not important to me, but what it is important is to see these guys that's remaining in the league. So let's take a look at the NFL and see the quarterbacks that's still left from the original Madden and all that stuff. So Russell Wilson's in his 14th season as a backup right now. Still in the league. Russell Wilson really haven't been. I would say he really hasn't been a name that we were looking at as one of the greats. Time past him. 2020 and 21, he had 2 good seasons where he made it to the playoffs. Took and still was carrying that Seahawks team, but from that point on, it just wasn't really, the Russell we used to seeing. He slowed down. Arm got a little weaker. Speed deteriorated. So it's just not that Russell. You know what I'm saying? Now Kyler Murray has he has a story that's really a real productive story to tell, man. Kyler Murray, He under Cliff Kingsbury, he really got nurtured by the quarterback guru. And what happened was he played himself into a Super Bowl. He also played himself into a Super Bowl MVP. He also played himself into two MVPs in his career, um, where he won the MVP, then won a Super Bowl MVP, took a year off from the MVP race, then came back and won it again right before he was traded and got a second life as a New York Giant. Again, most thought Kyler Murray would go to the Giants and would be what we deem as a graveyard spot where his career would die. And that's just not been the case. Kyler Murray has done something very special for these Giants, man. It was a weird trade at first. We all thought, like, how can a Super Bowl winning two-time MVP young quarterback in his prime get traded from the Cardinals? Like, we didn't understand that. Um, but it was more of a Kyler Murray thing as well. At first, we thought he didn't like it. He was rebellious against it. He just didn't want to talk to the media. And what it came down to is they offered him a perk that he didn't have. He would be like Bill Belichick with Tom Brady. He will always be joint by hip. Is it Coach Pat or is it Kyler Murray? Can Kyler Murray win without Coach Pat? Can Coach Pat win without Kyler Murray? So we got that same type of storyline going on right now. But what the Giants did was something that we haven't seen since Jim Kelly. They allowed Kyler Murray to control that offense to the point where they don't need an offensive coordinator over there. It's literally Kyler Murray's offense. He runs the offense. He calls the plays. He puts them in situations. And it worked. It showed how good he was. It showed his brilliance. It showed his smartness. And he's still building off of it. But he was a playoff team. Kyler Murray has never missed the playoffs in Game of Thrones League 2. And we want to see if that's going to continue. But as you can see, he's still here putting up numbers and doing some big things right now. I mean, if you look at it right now, career-wise right now, there's no one in the league still playing that got more touchdown passes than him. We can damn near say yards as well outside of Russell, right? And Mahomes, Watson. When you look at the yards, you start seeing some of these guys that have been where you go? My boy Kyler Murray go. There we go. All right, no, that's completions. I'm sorry. Yards. There you go. All right, so the next guy on here, Deshaun Watson. Now, Deshaun Watson played for the Texans. He had a quiet 3 to 4 seasons over there. Got to he's made the playoffs with the Texans. Let's see if we can see some of those numbers. Is this player career? Why is it showing Tennessee? The hell? Houston. All right, so in 2020 he made the playoffs, and in 2022 he made the playoffs. So he was a two-time playoff, and then nothing here for the Jets, and then playoffs, and now he's in his 1, 2, 3, 4. He's in his 4th season with the Jets. He's made the playoffs twice as a Jet too. So Deshaun Watson is a playoff quarterback, man. He's still playing at a high level. Yeah, I like that. So you got Patrick Mahomes. Now Patrick Mahomes had a couple good seasons, man, but it's weird because he's a Patriot. And although Patrick Mahomes is a really good quarterback, still we felt like his career got cut short because of coaching. Simple as that. The brilliance and the guy that was the best quarterback in the league at one point got separated from Andy Reid and lost his luster, man. He's been a playoff team, but he's in the system. I mean, it sucks, man. You got a guy that has one of the best arms in the league, outstanding athlete, and he is forced to hand the ball off all game long. And his numbers is going to suffer because of that. All right, so Lamar Jackson, he's having a brilliant career. He set out. They talked about individual awards just wasn't the thing for him this year. He got it all types of individual awards in 2020. I mean, he probably had the most MVPs of any player in that that entire disc. I mean, he had about seven MVPs of the league in 2020 Madden. So 21, new coaching, uh, and all that. So what happened was, we made a commitment to him. You want to be known as a quarterback, or you want to be known as an MVP winner. We want to make you the best quarterback we could possibly make you, and we want you to. We think you're going to win titles. So right now he's won two. He's back-to-back champion. You got to call him a back-to-back champion. He's one Super Bowl away from being called a dynasty over here with these Ravens right now. So Lamar, I mean, he's still doing it with his legs, um, and he's definitely doing it with his brain and his arm and his vision. He's pretty solid over there. Now, Justin Herbert to me was one of the great stories as well. This guy played in the Super Bowl. He's a top tier quarterback. We'll get into some of the stuff that we want to talk about Herbert. I think his window closed on him. After a while, it's either quarterback or coach. Somebody's going to get fired. Somebody's going to go. You got to the Super Bowl, lost the Super Bowl, and then you back in the playoffs every year. And some would say that's a good career. He's always a playoff quarterback, but when you're losing games that you shouldn't lose, Tennessee Titans come in and get you. The Baltimore Ravens got you 2 years straight. These things start to weigh on ownership, and they start to talk about coach or the quarterback. Somebody got to go, and we're gonna find out what that decision was real soon. Now, Sam Darnold, to me, Sam Darnold's just hanging around right now. He's been a wash the moment the league started. He did have a couple good seasons with the Jets, but it was mostly cleanup duty because at that time the Jets was getting 60 put up on them weekly. So I think it was more with Sam Darnold. His numbers was good because, in cleanup duty, anybody can look good. Now Jordan Love have 2 Super Bowl rings and also got traded. Just like Kyler Murray, Jordan Love is a dog. He's definitely a top tier quarterback in this league. I think my top 5 would change now that Jordan Love got traded. Not because of where he's at, it's just because, Jordan Love. I don't think Jordan Love is the reason why the Green Bay Packers were playing in the Super Bowl and playing at a high level where they would lose one game a season. I don't think it was because of Jordan Love. So that's why I don't consider him, top quarterback. Top. Not saying he's not. I don't even think he's top 5 to be honest with you. Now that is all said and done, Joe Burrow's better than Jordan Love in my opinion. Just without, but again, Joe Burrow has been a very disappointing. He's one of those guys he's a regular season champion, bro. This guy makes plays. He's a big time player. Get to the playoffs and then shit the bed, wet the bed, whatever you want to call it. Solari, I think he's a stud. Real talk stud. AJ left-hander too. And could fling that thing. So I like Solari. I think he still got some games behind him. I could see him getting his team, if they can keep that team up to par, I could see him playing in the Super Bowl again. He's that good. Jalen Hurts. All right, so Jalen Hurts started off hot. At one point in his rookie season, second year, even close to that third season, like mid-season, we were talking about the best dual threat quarterback in the league. Super Bowl winner, and he was the MVP of that Super Bowl as well when he beat up on the Chiefs. But Jalen Hurts has been quite honest. He's been very quiet. I can't say. I mean, he's still a top quarterback in this league, but I can't say that he's top 5 though. I mean, he's been too quiet. The Eagles have been losing in the wild card round, divisional round for the last couple of seasons, and we really haven't seen the excitement out of Jalen Hurts at all right now, man. I think this is a season that's a make or break season for Jalen Hurts. I think the Eagles will have no problem moving on from Jalen Hurts if he can't win a playoff game this year. Like, he don't have to get to a Super Bowl, but he got to win a playoff game again. He hasn't won a playoff game since season 3. So season 2 actually, season 3, 2 or 3. I think I wish Boone was still on. I would find out. Season 2, I think, was his last Super Bowl. I mean, playoff win. Tua is a quarterback that will just be known as a quarterback. Devin Haney as well. So y'all get the point right now. I say Archie Manning, he's pretty solid. Um, cause niggas be quitting and ducking. Ha! Here you go, shot caller. So yeah, so I just talk about some of the changeovers with these guys and all that, man. But last year, season 6, right after the draft, I called it the reload year. And then after the reload year is the rebuild year. So it's the reload or rebuild year. So my thing is, who's reloading and who's not? So we're gonna start and talk about some of these guys out here that's putting shit together over here. Um, but it was some big moves made this season. That's what I want here. I want Jalen Hurts, man. He want to be back. He's top, got to be top dual. I mean, we got some dual threats in the league, and still to the. Let me ask you this, Boone: is he still top 3 dual threat quarterback in the league? We got some fast quarterbacks in this league, but they not runners really. Like Kyler Murray has never been really a runner, so you can't call him a dual threat. I mean, even with this speed on some of these quarterbacks, how many true dual threat quarterbacks do we actually have in the league? It's not that loud. When I dual threat, meaning you got better number one. Okay, now I don't know about that though, Boom. I think Mar took that thing right back from you real fast too. I don't know, Boone. I don't think you can call him number one dual threat quarterback in the league right now, cuz nigga dick ride my shit. Get out of here. I don't know who dick ride you. I don't know. Remember, I was the original Mar guy. Knock it off. I ain't never really been a runner, but you gotta run when you got that type of weapon. You're hurt. My quarterback sit in the pocket and can move around and just make plays. I think he's still. It's not too many dual threats to really compare him to, though. To be honest with you. I mean, like I said, you got guys that got speed, but a lot of these guys just don't really do anything with their quarterbacks. You don't really see no highlights coming out of any in the run game out of quarterbacks except for Lamar and him. Um, so until we see it, until people start proving it, we'll see. I mean, it's hard to get 1,000 yards with a quarterback and 1,000 yards. I was Lamar before Lamar. You was Lamar before Lamar. You always played with dual threats and made them guys special. I won't even lie. Nkosi. Nah, you right. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. That's a real bold statement, and that's a true statement, man. You always been the guy to go get the faster quarterback and make shit happen. So I agree. Um, all right, so no, this won't be all about us and all that, but here's the thing. After back-to-back Super Bowls, we just trying to be like the Packers, man. They won 2 straight. We trying to do the same thing. Week 4, I'm gonna break Hurts kneecap. um, so when I said reload, this is what I meant by reload. All right, so coming out of the off the Super Bowl and then the off season, there's some turnover going on around these ways right now, man. We're gonna talk about some of it right now. So let's take a look at the team that lost the Super Bowl, and let's take a look at it. So they moved on from Jordan Love, and they picked up Ezekiel Ford in last year's draft, a top 10 pick. Um, was the second quarterback to go off the board. I'm assuming if I can remember. Yep, drafted round 1, pick 8. Second quarterback to go off the board. They moved on. They got an offensive coordinator that came along, and the pureness of Jordan Love sitting in the pocket, it just wasn't the style for this team anymore, man. They moved on from it. The one solid position that they could build around was George Barkley. I don't have to dig into it. We all know what he about. We all know what this guy does with this kid at running back. It's just different. To be honest with you, this is the horse of their offense, complete horse of their offense, right? So you get Ezekiel Ford with this type of guy right here in the backfield. Ezekiel Ford can really, really prosper because the run game is so scary. Um, it leaves everything else open for a quarterback to come in and not really show his youth all the time. Like he can really look like a stud at all times because of this man in the backfield. But you gotta love what they did. If you come out of the Super Bowl and you realize outside of Barkley they had no back to go to be able to spell Barkley when he was tired, when he was red, when he probably needed him, even though it was a back and forth run fest. It was times where he just wasn't on the field and couldn't be productive for him, and those little moments can be game changers. It'd be a reason why you punt and not go up by 17, or the reason why you punt and not go up. You know what I mean? Like things like that happen if you ain't, and you just couldn't get it done. And John Hoskins was a rookie last year, but he just wasn't the guy. So they addressed that right away, and this is GMing right now. So again, reload or rebuilding. What are you doing right now? So O.J. Simpson Jr. gets the call over here, and then he didn't reach to get him. Like you would think that would have been priority uh, for him to go get a backup running back, but he waited. Second round is that pick 31. He waited to his pick in the second round to get him. That's about right for a running back, I can see. So he picked up a good, solid running back now. So now what happens is George Barkley is still George Barkley, and when George Barkley need that breather, O.J. Simpson Jr. is the guy, and he's going to be the guy. As you can see, coming out of 17 games, 16. He played 20 games last year. John Hoskins. He's a 74 overall. This kid comes in at 80 right now, ready to go. And I want to know if he's working. Let's see what he's doing. Let's see if he's getting work. 27 carries at this point in 2 games. 248 yards, 9.2 exactly. So you already know what's going on around here. And this is what reloading look like. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's a great pick to get OJ because do they have the money to pay George Barkley? George Barkley contract is up this year. And if I'm George Barkley, it's hard, running backs don't last long. They're not as durable as people don't value them as much. Are you willing to pay this guy $100 million? If so, then fine. But then you gonna hurt everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna have to figure some things out. And so far he's been doing it. But George Barkley gonna want that contract this year, man. I'm surprised he didn't hold out for that contract because life for a running back is hard in the NFL. Even on Madden, you run them in a hole and they don't get paid. They don't like that shit. So George Barkley, man, are we gonna see him in a new uniform this year before the year is out because of this O.J. Simpson Jr. kid, or is he gonna pay this man? But you went and drafted a nice running back just in case some things don't go right in a negotiation department up here. So we like it. We like it a lot. All right. They always had one of the better fullbacks since they drafted him 4 drafts ago. Solid Eric Carver can do everything. Catch the ball at the backfield, block, whatever you need him to do. All right. So Big Baller Bennett, we already know is the guy over here. It's been the guy over here. Matt Wilkerson gives you splashes, but really never panned out, in my opinion, to be anything outside of a guy that can make a play or two here and there. I didn't really see him really go ham or, scare anybody. I don't think nobody game plans for him at all. So we do got Chris Carter Jr. over here. And then you got Forrest Brewer. We really don't see no threats right now, that receiver over there. You got some guys, but nothing that's scary. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at receivers, to be honest with you, it looks like you 3 deep, but these guys aren't proven. None of these guys. So Martin Bennett is the guy over here. We know what he can do. He's one of the best players in the league, if not one of the most dangerous weapons in the league from anywhere on the field, at any position. Special teams, we don't even got to talk about that. He's a dog. But can the Packers get away with not having a number 2, 3 receiver that poses a major threat to anybody? You know what I'm saying? With these DBs now, with people having 2 and 3 number 1 DBs on their team, what happens in those situations, right? That nigga was Lamar, before Lamar. That nigga was Lamar. Lamont before Lamar. Shit. All right, so they do got a tight end that we don't talk about a lot, but this kid's a dog, Anthony Boner. He's been solid since he's been in the league, so this is a good weapon. So and even when you're not like super scary at receiver, outside of Bennett, this tight end is part of that receiver class, like where he can, he's a weapon. This guy makes plays all the time. So good weapon here. So when you look at the Packers as a whole, they got a quarterback that's now in his second season. They got a stud running back. They got him even another weapon in the backfield. They got one of the best wide receivers, flat out best athletes in the league at receiver, and they got a really really strong tight end that I consider a top 10 tight end in this league. So we still got weapons. I mean, he's effective with the way with the way he used those weapons that he do use. I just think this. I just think as teams get stronger or teams are building or remolding or whatever the case may be, when you get to those up top echelon teams, you need that second and third receiver to better beat one-on-ones or get open for you where when your dogs ain't being able to get it done because they're not on the field because they tired, whatever the case may be. But you need that. So I think this is where the Packers need to be heading to, and I think they are trying to head into that direction. And all it takes is reps. All right, can any of those guys at receiver, are these guys anybody that you can use in the process of making a 1 and 2, a 2 and 3 receiver over there? Matt Wilkins he has the 99 overall, 93 speed, 94 excel. I mean, he's not going to blow the top off of anybody. No one's scared of that. Chris Carter, 95 speed, 94 excel. Again, he's 6'4" though with 96 special catch, so we can get some things done out of that guy. But can they play? Can you show us that they can play football? And it's not just a Martin show. Run, throw to Martin. Run, throw to Martin. Run, throw to Martin. Is that it? Or is it we're going to see some more weapons? And that's all. And with that being said, I think, they got the right offensive coordinator over there. You're going to see a little bit of more running and dual threat stuff out of the quarterback. You're going to see things open up a little bit. And we want to see this Packer offense open up some more. They've been saying they was going to take the handcuffs off the quarterback and they was going to lighten the load for Barkley. And to do that, you got to get your weapons involved. So let's see what happens over there. We know they're strong on the line. Definitely know they're strong on the line. Even though this left guard situation looking a little weak over here, but I'm quite sure they loaded somewhere else where they can pit. I don't know. Hold up. We're not strong at that left guard position, and you ain't got nobody you could just plug right the hell in. Look like we see some kink in the armor. Uh-oh. I mean, he gonna better come fit in. I know what I see. I know exactly what I see. Logan Blanchard. I see it. I mean, 79 overall. That's all that matters. That's all we talk. I don't care about all that other shit. You got to work him. I had that same issue with Joe Jones Israel. I had that same issue. Well, my lines all was early 90s, and he came in at 80, and you're gonna see it. You'll see. All right, so defensive side of things, let's see what they're looking like. So Terence Crosby Jr. Um, I mean, 24 years old, 98 overall, 6'6", 275. He's a speed rusher, as you can see, 86, 88. When it comes down to speed and Sorrell, he does got good change of direction. Strong as an ox, 89 strength for a D end is pretty solid. 97 awareness, but then when you look at the 79 play rec, 99 power move, again, that goes with the strength. We know that. But finesse 85, block share 70, though. I think the kid got to get worked a little bit more. But he's a solid defensive end. Trent Allison, a rookie over here. This Packer team looking a little light. And now I can see why he's screaming, I don't want no Ferguson with the Ravens team. Your team too good. I can see the lightness here. We don't see no depth, man. Where's the depth? Where's the depth at, man? Where's it at? I don't see it. Terence Crosby Jr. though, he's solid. Allison gonna have to get work. Let's see, is he on any traits? Yep. Let's see what he about. On star. Okay. I mean, he's on a trait. That's all that matters. Look at the D tackles. We know Stanley Bradley is a dog. Now, Stanley Bradley's a beast for this team. And I like the fact that they got him over here. Cassidy Richardson as well, 6'6", 310. Not bad, 93 strength. He got 92 blocks here. That's pretty solid right there. Now, Stanley is not what he had early on with the D tackle he had over here before, but um, he's solid, man. He can make plays for you, and he can hold that middle down. Come on, 2024, he had 21. He was a monster this year. 21 tackles for loss and 6 sacks. He had 8 sacks, 8 sacks, 11 tackles for losses last year, and right now he's off to a good start. 1.5 sacks for 4 tackles for loss. So he's a top tier D tackle in this league. Got a solid backup with Cassidy. Again, I'm looking for depth. So Matt Stevens now at linebacker. At the end of the day, this guy's probably gonna go to defensive end. Matt Stevens is in his fifth season. 88 speed, 95 excel. So he's been solid for him. 95 tackling. So you got good linebacker, 6'2", 244. In the middle, you got Camille Martin, 28 years old. He's always been a dog, 86 speed, 91 excel. And then you got T. Simpkins here at middle linebacker right now. That's trying training to be the number one guy over here. 84 overall. You do got 94 hit power though. He's gonna hurt somebody, especially with T controlling him. He's gonna kill somebody. So they solid at linebacker. They got a veteran to mentor the young guy, and the young guy needs to still develop a little bit. But they kind of solid there. R.J. Watson, 85 speed, 86 acceleration. This is where we start to see. This is when you ain't got no bread, and you can't go make a splash here at all because you ain't got no bread. But if anybody can play and get it together, I would think it'd be Coach T over there. He's pretty solid. Now I love what they did at cornerback. They made a big time trade right after the draft and got rid of Okuda. Jay Ruffin was there last year. He's a year experience in that defense, a scheme. They picked up 2 really good, if not 3. I love this Cliff Valentine at 6'2", 202 after getting rid of Jai Alexander. You got a nice little rookie. He's already up to 84 right now. Good speed, 95 cell. 6'2", 202 pounds. He do got 86 press, so he can walk up and play some man. And all you got to develop that 78 and 70 zone. You got to develop that. Austin Ingram, another 6'3", 185-pound player out of Texas, 92 speed, 94 excel. You can tell what they trying to do. You look at the press, 87. They looking to go man right now. They want corners that can walk up, press, and lock down. And that's what they're looking to do right now. So we got 2 of them right now and replace the 2 you had already. But then outside of that, it's just, they got three good, 1 proven corner. Let's see what Ruffin did all last year. Let's see his numbers on star as well. All right, so he really doesn't get a lot of picks at all, but you gotta, this is the number 1 corner over here. They're not as strong as they was at corner, but they make up for that safety with the safety play. So we just got, how fast do these guys grow up? Does he have a bunch of statty games early in the season, or do he got some dogs coming up that's going to put these guys to test? That's my question. That's what I want to know. But Valentine and Ingram will be good corners in this league. Right now, already 84, 83, better than some guys right now. At safety, you still got Pedro Morales, who was once the defensive MVP. He's still solid as a rock. And Winfield is over here still solid as a rock. A couple guys backing him up that probably will never really see the field as much. So they did it again. They traded Okuda. They traded Jordan Love last year. They used those draft picks to get those corners. So overall, they got a running back in the draft, 2 good cornerbacks in the draft, a really good offensive lineman in the draft. I think they did a pretty good job. Honestly, might not agree with me, T, but this is more of a rebuild than a reload. The reason why I say that is because the trading and the movement you did, you put yourself in a jam when it came out of money. So you really couldn't reload. You kind of had to let things go, let some players go, because you had the top, if not one of the top rosters in the league. to now you are kind of looking like how Boone, the same situation Boone was in after the first year. But you're still in a good situation because you're going to win ball games. We know you're a playoff Super Bowl contender for sure, with no issues over there. I think the offense is right where you wanted to be at. I'm pushing you a little bit to see what you could do with that number 2 and 3 receiver over there. But this is a rebuild, not a reload for you. And let's just see how strong you really are through this reload. To be honest with you, through this rebuild. I definitely think he can do it. So that's the Super Bowl. That's one of the Super Bowl teams. And what they look like, we calling the Packers a rebuild team. So let's see what Coach T do with that. I think he's gonna do some things. I think he's gonna do some really good things with it. I can't wait to see if we're gonna see a 2,000-yard rusher in George Barkley and a 1,000-yard rusher with O.J. Simpson, the junior. I want to see that. I think we can see that happening right now. And then another thing is, what type of Ezekiel Ford are we going to get? Is he going to take the handcuffs off of him, let him throw the ball all over the park, and show us dual threatness, show us what he can do in the run game as well? Or, is he still going to have the handcuffs on him and really make it a run-first offense with the running backs? That's the Packers. All right, let's go talk about some teams who had a... Let's go. All right, so we're gonna go to the Ravens. We'll go to the Super Bowl team. Get rid of the two teams that played the last game. All right, so the Ravens did a lot of moving around. We'll decide if this is a reload or a rebuild as well. So Lamar's still here, but they went and got Kevin Harvey from the Vikings. The Vikings drafted 3 quarterbacks, didn't want him. They went and got a project quarterback right here. Speed kills. As always, but the guy can't throw the ball for shit. Simple as that. So what happens is this guy really is going to be what they thought Lamar should have been. Lamar going to come in the league. He's going to have to sit behind a starter for 2 to 3 seasons so he can, the ignorant shit they say to all black quarterbacks. But this guy is here to play if Lamar can't. Simple as that. But love it. Love the pickup. Nice little off after the draft move. In the backfield, you still got the 3 studs back here. You got the Israel twins, J-Rone Bettis. We should see a lot more J-Rone Bettis this year. He wasn't a 1,000-yard back, but he did get carries, enough carries to be able to get close to that 1,000 yards. So as a rookie in a crowded backfield, he had 106 carries for 711 yards, 7 rushing touchdowns. Is it that? Thurman Thomas III was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens. It was just one of those, Ozzie knew that this talent was supposed to be a first-round talent, and he slid to almost the 5th round, so they had to get him, and we figured we're not going to use this guy. There's no way he'll play for us, whatever. No way in hell he can play for us at all. We grab him and see where we can move him and get capital from. And we, right now in a rumor, Adam Schefter talking about the Houston Texans offered a 2nd-round pick for Thurman Thomas III to go play for the Houston Texans. So we'll keep our eyes out on that. We turned over in the receiver core. Anthony Ward is now a Cowboy. Hollywood Brown is now a Seahawk. No longer a Baltimore Raven. They did keep Maurice Teller and Poppy Galloway. These 2 guys ain't going nowhere. They drafted Jeff Love and they drafted Tyrell Carney in this draft that just happened. And then I was able to do my rookie superstar for winning the Super Bowl. I think it was a superstar X Factor for winning the Super Bowl, but I took a superstar instead. And then I got superstar for winning the AFC title as well. So I think I put on these 2 guys right here to open them up right away, especially getting rid of Hollywood Brown. But the trade, we traded our backup quarterback, who's now the starting quarterback over there for Dallas Cowboys, and Eric Mahoney, and Anthony Ward, which was a better Mike McEwen. 98 speed, 99 acceleration, but he was more of a running back. Yeah, all running back traits over there. So this guy's flying. So the Cowboys got a 2-for-1 deal. We went and got the guy we really wanted, which was I make the my player guys, and this guy is one of those guys that play ball with me in high school. So, um, yeah, so we went and got him, and we feel like he can replace Hollywood. 3 touchdowns in game one. We think he got the speed right now. When you draft a guy that's fast like that, they have that right away speed. We're not talking about a guy that's a 94, and I gave you a +2 speed upgrade, and now he's a 96. That he's not blazing. Blazing is 96 or above coming out the draft. They're blazing. So we got one of those. Um, Again, like Jeff Love sitting here at 95, 96, but he's not going to be a blazer at all, right? So we know that. But this guy's going to run behind everybody and anybody at any given moment. And we saw it with the Bucks receiver, McMichaels. So we was in that same situation. So what we did was we went and traded. That's another trade. Now, you done heard 2 trades so far after the draft for these Baltimore Ravens right now, right? So we go get Mike McEwen. Now, I think it's going to hurt us not having Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown saved us in so many games getting behind guys when it came down to stretching the field and eating big plays. That's a lot of production we losing out of Hollywood Brown right now. Let's take a look at him. There's a lot of production in Baltimore. So we're going to start right here. In the 2020 season, 2,000 yards, 24. Look, like that's production. This guy's always been productive. Double-digit touchdowns every year as a Raven. He's been Mar safety blanket. He stretches the field. That's gone. So we need that replacement. Seriously, we need that replacement bad. But now he takes his likings to Seattle and see what happens over there again. And then we feel like when we picked up Terrell Carney, we was looking for another big body, 6'6". He already got 95 special catch right now. It's pretty fast. Good speed, same almost that Poppy Galloway feel. You already know we throwing them shits up in the red zone. And you can prepare for that. And what happens when you got the other kid on the other side with the same ability to go get those red zone touchdowns? So we should see how this is going to turn out. Honestly, so you got the veteran Maurice Teller's the best receiver on this team for sure. So we kept him around, and Galloway is the best red zone receiver. And then we got speed burners that we can figure out who's going to be the next Hollywood between them two and Carney. So I like what we did there at the receiver core. But we drafted a tight end, number 1 overall, pick 12, right here, Kendall Gibson, the fastest tight end in the draft. We get him at 12. And honestly, I don't think he should have lasted till 12. But we lost Shannon Sharp, and in the process of it, we made a trade last year for Larry Hoover with the Cowboys. So we got speed at tight end. Sean Wolf is holding on to his job right now. He got 2 dogs behind him waiting to just at any moment to just get that call. We did get a lineman in this draft, Brendan McCain. He's going to be a project. We'll never really see the field no time soon. But we got rid of Terrell Suggs. Breeston, this is where you're too deep at. And this is how you got to be. This is why I said T is in a rebuild, not a reload. Because we still keeping guys that we drafted in draft 2 right here with Jabari Breeston. He's strictly a run defensive end. We don't put him on the field when it comes down to pass rushing. When we need to get to the quarterback, he's there to play the run. And we thought he was, Terrell Suggs is more of a pass rusher, speed rusher. Sean Price showed us that we didn't need Terrell Suggs anymore, and we knew that. So we got rid of a guy under contract already to better clean some money up and keep it moving. So it's no rebuild, it's a reload. You know what I'm saying? We drafted Bruce Banner last year. All we did was just work him the whole year, and now it's his time to go. Where Avery Waters is holding on to his job. But again, you got a run stopper and a pass rusher right now. So what are we going to do? We're going to keep it as much as we can. I'm quite sure Avery will be on a block eventually. We also got rid of Darnell Savage at safety. But we drafted his replacement as well a couple drafts ago. Last year's draft, we got Brent English. He's a dog now. Beachum never really became the number 1 safety for me. He's always been a sub linebacker. But this is reloading. This is not rebuilding. Simple as that. So the reload is here. This is what a reload look like. With us not being done, we've been very active. Our GM has been very active for the last couple of days. There's been a lot of trades happening, a lot of players moving on from here. Our best defensive lineman is gone. But look, we spent 2 years on this kid right here, Camden Parkside. You see where he's at. And Matabuke, the Mad Bull Rusher, was the best defensive lineman I had. He's also in Seahawks and Seattle right now. And 28 years old in Seattle with another 3 to 4 seasons under his belt where he can be a dog and an animal over there. And he's a tweener with all these D tackles over here. He can move him to DN with no problem. But that's the move. These are guys that literally won me games to be able to get us to those Super Bowls, and they're no longer on our team. Terrell Suggs, Hollywood Brown, Justin Matabuke, are gone right now. So and Terrell Suggs is now in Miami. He said he got tired of playing the hot weather, so we send him over to Miami. Terrell Suggs at 26 years old. Anytime you can get rid of a 26-year-old, you know you're gonna get high value on draft picks. So we got rid of him, and then the veteran at safety, Darnell Savage, who we got from the Packers in the first place. But he's been a really, really good player for us. Let's check out Terrell Suggs' numbers as a Baltimore Raven and see what the Dolphins are getting. So he didn't, again, listen to the red shirt when I say red shirt and players. So this guy was drafted in 2021. He barely seen the field. Red shirt year. 2022, still wasn't ready yet. Red shirt year. Started to get the start here when he was more of a pass rusher in nickel and dime packages, 5.5 sacks. Became a full-time starter in 24, 8 sacks. Last year, he got sat down because a guy that we were building behind him took his job. So at the end of the day, we're not going to pay you top dollar at all for you to be sitting on our bench. No reason. We're going to send you somewhere else, let them pay you, and get what they really can get out of you. Now, that's a 26-year-old that the Dolphins just got that makes him 10 times better when it comes down to the pass rush, right? Again, we sent Savage off to him as well. When you're young at safety, you got 94. Now you got another guy over here. I see what he looked like at strong safety, Trendon Ross. So that gave your third safety to better play sub packages and stuff like that with some of these guys, right? So I think this was a good pickup for him too. You get some leadership over here, and you don't have no speed. Royal only 89. Now you got a guy running 95 that's built, ready to go. 99 zone, 86 man. He's ready to go right now. So you can use this guy with that 89 speed, put him down in the box, sub linebacker, and now you got depth now. All right, so Dolphins is using their head, and that's what happens when you can reload. You got to get rid of those players, but you got to spend the time building your entire team. What's up, Coach Falk? How are you, big guy? I think Coach Falk done slid in here. I ain't hearing him say nothing yet, but I know he came on. All right, so that's a reload. Let's go look at somebody else that's a reloader. I know who we're gonna look at as a reload. Here you go. All right. Now let's talk about these Bears. How many of y'all that's watching right now, if I said the Chicago Bears is one of the best GMs in the league, would you guys agree with me or tell me I'm nuts? We schedule 2 predictions, anyone? I think he would be one of the a good GM in this league. You call me nuts? All right, so let's look at it. All right, for being able to have a top 10 pick every year, I think he does a hell of a job. I'm not going to say he's one of the best. He got a top 10 pick every year. Yeah, so, but you still got to manage those top 10 players. You know what I'm saying? I agree. I agree with y'all. Top 10 pick, it ain't hard when you got top 10 pick every year. Some of us get top 10 picks just by trading them too, but he get it in every round. So, you know what? I'll take that statement back, but I will say this. He understands how to build a team. If you look at his team, you're gonna see it. But how many top 10s you looking at? 1, 2. Let's see what Isaiah Battles came. Yep, look, pick round. Oh my God, pick round. Second round, pick 1. Yeah, I apologize. A bad example, man. When you're picking in the top 10 and you don't trade your draft picks, you should be able to build a team like this. It's that simple, right? All right, what you say? Week two predictions. Week two almost out of here, bro. We ain't nothing to predict. Everybody done played their games already. We just waiting for this game to finish and we hitting the league. Is the Saints game finished already? Yep. 65-21. Saints whooped the Bucks ass. All right, so we can go week three and see some predictions. Let's see some big games. Buccaneers, Packers. I wouldn't call this a big game. I think that boy is learning how to play in this league. So let's see. Hopefully he sticks around. Because this is a bad person to have to open up your second game with right here. Uh, Man, T, you gotta play T. You just got 65 hung on you, 65-21. I hope the guy he sticks around, man. And know that it's a process. You're not just gonna come in here just because you see your roster. You know everybody else is good, got good rosters. It's hard, man. It's a way of playing in this league that you gotta get accustomed to before you can start winning. So let's see if he a mutt or a man. At the end of the day, can he take his lumps and learn the league and stick around and build a team and build his team into his image and play? Because you got T coming and you gotta go to Green Bay, and there's no mercy ever when you play this guy. If you come out there lacking, boy, you gonna get 100 burger pit up on you. Simple as that. Bears Cowboys. I got my boy Mike winning this game. I think the Cowboys got to get back into the league. Period. Texans Colts, the game probably not gonna be played. Raiders Dolphins. This is a big game. Now Rich the Barber upset them Jets early in week one and then got aired by the Chargers. So Ty need a win bad right now. Quarterback kid is 0-2 right now. And the Bills just hung 65 on him. So I think the Dolphins win this game against the Raiders, but they both need a win in the worst way. This is the game I like right here. I think this is the game of the week right now. So far, uh, the real Boone and King 30, which is Black and Boone. I think this game is a really good game. Last time they played, it was a 1 point game. Um, Tennessee traveling to Philadelphia in a hostile environment. Um, I would like to see how this is going to play out. I think Boone got something to prove this season. Um, the boy, the fact that he my man and I trust what he talk about and what he say, I think he really, really got something to prove right now. I think Boone focused, and I think he really trying to play to get back to that Super Bowl. Falcons knocked him out a couple times in a row, 2 seasons in a row. He tired of that shit. He ain't trying to hear it. So this could be a statement game right here. But then those Titans, just listen to what I'm telling you. This is one of the best defenses in the league. Tennessee Titans. All right. They didn't lose much. And then the young guys are a year older right now. They are tough. But then it comes down to this. Boone throws the ball more than he run the ball. As much as Titans got one of the best corners in the league, and Anthony Jones, I don't know about and then Kyle Duggar at free safety, strong safety. They got two really good players in the secondary, but can they keep up with this passing game? Because Boone ain't going to better run the ball on him at all, but that's not Boone's thing. He don't run the ball, so I don't know. It's going to be a hard game right now, man. If the Tennessee Titans pass rush get to the quarterback and he can cover, I think the Titans can upset the Eagles week three, and make their case for not only being in the playoffs 2 years in a row, but make their case as we sliding down that pole where y'all probably thought I was outside of the top 15 to inside that top 15 to that top 10 maybe right now. This is a big game. Chargers Bills right now. This is a big game. D West hasn't really, he's been flirting with a lot of he's been getting air. He took his team in a direction none of us understood. To me, he on suicide watch right now. Like, this coach got to get back in the playoffs. D West is too good of a player not to be making the playoffs and finishing 500 for the last couple of seasons. So to me, this is a statement game. D West hasn't beaten a top player in a while, man. So this is a statement game. I think he does it this week. I got the Bills over the Chargers. Patriots Broncos. See how Nano, man. I think Nano's run game is a little too much for the Broncos at this point right now, and he doesn't know the team yet. So I got Nano winning this game. Now we got the 49ers undefeated at this point coming into the Seahawks. This is a big game right here. This is this is the Cardinals division and then the rest. It's time for the rest to start changing that attitude in that division and turn it from a pushover to like we for real. Now the 49ers started it off with a big win over the Chargers. And the Seahawks played a tough game last night to them Cardinals. We used to seeing an even worse score than what we saw. Um, but they just added two new pieces there, and I think those two new pieces is good enough to turn the fortunes of this team around. Watch what I'm telling you. I think Hollywood Brown gives him the first gives him that receiver that he needs to stretch the field. And he can get back to year one, year two offense where everything was a time and pass, possession catching, and then you got that guy that can just run by anybody's corners, anybody's safeties. So we should see with Jordan Love with a cannon throwing the ball. I like that. Um, Rams, Chiefs, nobody knows. Ravens, Browns. Now the Browns is playing good football. They did just lose a game on some bullshit, and they've been playing better football. But I don't know if they are all the way arrived yet. I'll tell you one thing: if this is a good football game between me and Randy, then I'm gonna say the AFC North is the best division of football in this league. This is the big game though. Bengals Steelers right now, man. Can Albert win a ball game convincingly over the Bengals? Is the question. Because the Bengals gonna come into this game not he don't respect him at all. And I just think that things have changed a little bit in the AFC North. It can be anybody's division between the Steelers, Bengals, and the Ravens. It's just that simple. Um, but can Albert make a statement this game, like by just knocking his head off? Simple as that. Can that happen? Vikings Saints. I think the Vikings are still working some kinks out, but he can still a game here and there. But I think the Saints is too powerful for him. Cardinals, Giants. Kyler Murray comes back home. This is going to be the future game. This is the game we're talking about. I want to see this game right now. Holy shit. Can Kyler Murray, he's home against the Cardinals, but can Kyler Murray give the big middle finger to Coach Cliff Kingsbury over there and beat these Cardinals, man? Do any of y'all think this can happen? Anybody outside of me, or am I just pushing, or I'm reaching? What's going on right now? Can the Giants beat the Cardinals week 3? As good as I think Herbert is just playing right now, I'm not going to say he can beat King Falky at all, not yet. But if he can mix that offense up a little more and not get predictable, can he get these Cardinals a problem? I don't know. I don't know. Wafik is in a year 2, sophomore situation. I don't know, man. It's gonna be crazy over there. Sheesh, I believe in the hero. Right, man. Let's get this league hit. Is the Jets and the Broncos game over yet? Uh, Football team Falcons, man. I think Hidden needs a big win right now. I think Hidden needs a big win right now. He hasn't beaten the Falcons for 3 seasons, 2 seasons now. This is a big win on the road right now. You can go travel to Atlanta and show your dominance right now, man. I want to see what this. I want to see if this run game and this Washington football team defense is for real. Can they win a game where their coach don't interfere in the game and start calling bonehead shit or making bonehead decisions at the wrong time and get the doors blown off them? I want to see the football team trash this Falcon football team right now, man. Um, Coming soon, my man T Mac. T Mac, right? T Mac, and you got, oh my God, oh yeah, y'all forgot Metcalf is over there as well. So Metcalf is playing against his old team too in this ball game. And then the Jets Jaguars. Depending on how the Jaguars game went tonight, the Jets Jaguars, they play alike in a way. So depending on how that Broncos game went tonight is going to determine the energy for the Jets Jaguars game. But Dirty Rat is hitting on all cylinders as well. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Jets in this game, but again, it depends on what happens right here. We can find that where them Broncos at. Let's see if that score changed yet. Are they still playing? Oh my God. Oh yeah, niggas disrespectful. 80 to fucking. Oh my God. Oh wow, let's hit this bitch. All right, fellas, and here's the franchise guru. Late night, you already know. Want to talk about some? We're gonna really get back into the reload. That's during the daytime reload or rebuild. Um, shit. Damn, he got his ass whooped that bad. I can't even think right now. Holy shit, he just put up 80 on that motherfucker. Donut, that's 2 donuts in a row. We gotta get that. Now, see, look, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. We gotta get that Denver team built because what happens is Six Zeus does this all the time. He builds a team in his image where only he can play with that team. So, and anybody else that come in when he decides to quit like he does, it's hard to play with that Broncos team because of the way he built it. It's weird, bro. Like it's always been that way. That's why I usually want him to stick around because he picked it. Oh my God, I mean that's 49 nothing from the Browns, 80 to nothing from the Jets. That's simple. Schedule. Let's see who get the first win. Herbert got the first. Rams, Giants home, and that's it. We good. Turn injuries off so nobody get hurt on the sim. Injuries off. I forgot to turn them bitches on. Shit. Did I advance last? Yep, I did. That's on me. That's on me, baby. Oh, look at that trade. Thurman Thomas. Yeah. Advance the week. All right, fellas, let's lock in week 3. Holla at your boy. You heard?